welcome to the Shikama Live Show. I've noticed that several people have made it a point to leave a comment that they are upset with me and they don't appreciate me being racist, which I take offense to, and that they are leaving my channel unsubscribing and they can't believe that I took a political position. Well, of course I took a political position. The entire reason that they subscribed in the first place was that they saw a video of mine that had a fresh perspective that they enjoyed, liked, and found refreshing. The very idea that they are now upset at something is that more than likely they didn't understand the subtlety of what I was trying to say. They didn't understand that I'm trying to say that there is a completely different perspective on an issue that had nothing to do with anything that was ever on their mind. For instance, my very last video talking about the Indiana law, talking about religious freedom. And in the video, I had a bunch of pictures talking about white privilege, white privilege, white privilege. Was I being racist? No, I was saying and pointing out that from a black perspective, the entire issue has nothing to do with anybody else other than white people complaining about other white people, crying about how white people are being oppressed by white people, and everybody else be damned. The law applies to everybody, but for some reason they take issue and say it only applies to us. We're the most important, and by gum, we're mad and we're not gonna take it. But a lot of times I do a lot of subtle things that I think, oh, this will really get them, and the subtlety goes right over your head, right over it. And even people who really think they get it don't get it. I tend to forget that people are not classically trained in the arts, classically trained in literature. They won't get a reference if it came up and smacked them in the face, because they never read it, they never studied it, they don't have a degree. And I'm not trying to be elitist or anything like that. It's just I am trying to convey something, and because you don't have a point of reference in classical education, that you will never get it. Even I spend a lot of time thinking about the thumbnail and doing graphics for the thumbnail that I think, ooh, they'll really get this. This is really funny. And it goes right over people's heads. They don't get it at all. And I'm playing a game of how can I say something and not offend advertisers and be very subtle about a topic, get all the information across while making it appear very innocent, and nobody gets it. I have a lot of legal battles making these videos that people on the other side, you the end customer, who actually you're not the end customer, you're the means to an end, just don't get. You don't see, you don't understand. I had a guy trying to talk to me in a very long conversation about collaborating with him and what have you. So finally I said, look, I'm sorry, I can't really get involved in this conversation. I'm having this tremendous legal battle with this big giant corporation who's trying to sue me. Could we hold off this conversation while I put out this bonfire right now? And I'm trying to think of ways to get around this legal battle while he's talking about his Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. I don't know what he was trying to talk about. He was trying to be very helpful and trying to help out. And I appreciate that. I just have to deal with all of this myself. So if you all see a video and you get offended, first of all, don't get offended, because my channel is a political channel. You came here for a reason, and that's because you found something good and I was talking about politics. I make a few joke videos here and there only to lighten up the mood, because I consider my channel a news channel. As news occasionally has something funny in it. It's not terribly important, and I even have people get upset at that. How dare you joke around when the world is on fire? We're in World War III. I go, out of the last 100 videos, I made one joke video. You can't let me lighten up the mood a little bit? Calm down. But if you see a video and you think you're offended, I want you to go back and look at the entire video again. Look at the thumbnail. I'm giving you subtle hints about stuff, and I'm trying to convey something that's not on the surface. You have to remember, I'm the child of a diplomat. We had to be able to look somebody in the face and completely ignore that they were standing there naked, or completely ignore that they just insulted us to the nth degree. That's how I grew up. I had to be able to keep a straight face when somebody did something that embarrassed themselves. Why? Because that is the diplomatic way. So a lot of times I do a lot of subtle things, and I'm trying to appease 15 different people. And while I'm talking about that, a point of interest, and I've said this before, I don't care if you make a point, I don't care if you actually think it, and I can see the wheels turning in a lot of your comments. Just leave out the insults in your comments. You can say that you hate black people. You can say you hate white people. I don't care about that. Just so long as you say it in that sort of language. The words that you use, I want them to be innocent. So if you say something, you could say something terribly opinionated, just leave out the insulting words, okay? I left a message on my last video and I said, could you change just that word? And the other person got really upset. What does it mean? What does it matter that you want the word changed? And the other person, another person came in and responded, says, he doesn't care about the actual opinion, he cares about the words that you use. And that's true. I care about the words that you use. I want everybody to get their opinion in, just be diplomatic about it. You could completely insult somebody, just don't use juvenile words, okay? And that's really what I want to convey. I'm this picture here that I'm showing you. This is Icarus. You know the story of Icarus, and they strapped on wings. The father tried to get man to fly, and he strapped on wings to himself. He strapped on wings to his son, and his son got all excited, and he flew up into the sun, but the wings were attached to wax to make the entire apparatus really light. And his father said, don't go too close to the sun, son, because the wax will melt. And sure enough, he didn't listen, and he went close to the sun. The wax melted and the wings fell out, and he fell to his death. And I'm trying to give you a perspective of something completely different. I'm trying to strap wings to everybody, white and black, blue, green, what have you. And all the while you're complaining, oh, this is itchy. Oh, the air is too cold up here. Oh, the sun is too hot. Oh, the birds are annoying up here. I could hear their cackling up here up close. And I'm like, yeah, but you're flying. Look, you're flying. Instead, people are complaining. I'm insulted by this. That's because you're not seeing what's going on. I've strapped wings to you and you're flying. Thank you for watching.